Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right. So here's the story. A year and a half ago, I got divorced and I remarried. And my husband now and I are trying to get situated and basically rebuild our lives and get our finances all in order. And right now, we can put it down on paper and like create a budget and stick to it, but it still seems somehow that we're overdrafting our accounts at least twice a month.
You wrote out a budget that causes you to overdraft? If you're sticking to your plan was to overdraft?
It wasn't my plan to overdraft, but
then you're not sticking to your plan.
I think we might have our budget off.
I think you're not sticking to your plan.
Yeah, who's not sticking to their plan?
Unless you wrote out a plan that says, I want to overdraft intentionally, you are obviously not executing the plan. Is that fair?
Fair, yes.
Okay. So you're not sticking to the plan. Why not?
Things like pop up that we weren't aware of and things like that. And I think that's where we're getting...
Like what? Pizza?
No, honestly, we go out to eat once a week.
Okay. Like what? What popped up?
Well, I had to get a lawyer to end up getting custody of my children from my ex.
When did that pop up?
That just popped up recently within the past couple of months.
Okay, and how much was that?
$3,000.
Okay. All right, what else has popped up?
I don't think we're paying attention to exactly like all the subscriptions that we have and things like that.
That's not a pop-up. That's an intentional exclusion.
Okay.
So your budget's not thorough. Okay, let's back up. You're not doing as badly as you think you are. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm not going to beat you up like you're a complete failure because you're not. Here's what normally happens when you start doing a budget. It takes 90 days for it to work. The first month, you suck at this because you've never done it. The first time you drove your car around the block, you weren't good at it. Okay? But now you drive a car without thinking, put on your makeup, eat a Big Mac, and change lanes. Right?
Yep.
Okay, that's what you'll get to later. But right now, you're brand new at this. And one of the things that happens when you're brand new in your first month of budgeting is you leave things out that you shouldn't have left out. You just didn't know. You forgot about them. Okay? Kids' activities at school. We didn't budget for it because we forgot they do that. Well, of course they do that. But when it comes up, it's kind of obvious. But when we were sitting down on a piece of paper or sitting down with the EveryDollar app, we didn't think of it. Okay? Lawyers a different category. But subscriptions, I forgot about them. And then when I did my budget the first month and I looked down, it robbed the money out of my food budget. And so now I'm crashing over here. And well, you won't forget about them the next month. You're either going to cancel them or put them in the budget, right?
Yep.
Kids' activities, we're either going to not let them go or we're going to put them in the budget, right?
Yes.
What's another one? But some of these things, you have fewer and fewer surprises the longer you do this because you get better at it, and all the other surprises are now in the budget.
Okay.
After 90 days. So after 90 days, you'll be a budgeting pro. It takes 3 months. First month is really bad. Second month is a little better. And the last month, you've got it dialed in. Now, lawyer stuff, that is a legitimate, that's like the transmission falling out of your car. That is an emergency you couldn't see coming, and you don't have any money, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so that's a different thing. And that's not really a surprise because we knew the ex was a jerk. That's why he's called the ex. But overall, the lawyer bill is a surprise.
Yes.
Okay. So there's some things like that. But okay, let me give you an example. A car breaking down is not a surprise. A $200 alternator going out on the car. A $400 alternator going out on the car. It's not a surprise. It absolutely is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. The only thing that's a surprise is the timing. We know the tires on your car are going to wear out. We know Christmas is in December. They don't move it. It's not a surprise. But it still sneaks up on people. So that's the kind of stuff. I think okay, number one, recommit to beans and rice and beans, no eating out, no going out to eat, no vacations. We're going to put a bunch of stuff on Craigslist and sell it, try to create some money. We may look at some extra income from doing some kind of side job, and we're going to be really, 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 really focused on this and get the Every Dollar app out and get the budget going, because it's got a lot of categories that'll remind you of things you might otherwise have forgotten if you were just using a yellow pad to do this.
Yep.
Okay? But also give yourself a little grace. It does take 3 months to get good at it. No one does it the first month perfectly. There's no one that nerdy. If they were that nerdy, they were already doing it.
All right, Kimberly, I want to ask Dave a question, but I'm going to use you as an example. Is that cool?
Sure.
So, Dave, here's a concern I have across the board, and that is you make your first budget or your second budget, and then you've committed to living a debt-free life, and then a $3,000 expense pops up. That's pretty high. So let's say a $600 expense pops up.
Okay.
You're going to have to go into those other categories if you're going to stay committed, and you're going to, okay, we're going to have to figure out how to do groceries for $75 instead of $125.
Yep. We're
going to have to figure out we're going to turn the air conditioner down. We're going to have to, or up. We're going to have to.
Well, you're probably going to go pick up a job.
Or go get a second. But this idea is like, no, we're going to go out to eat once a month. We're just going to overdraft.
Yeah.
What I don't want us to ever lose sight of is if something happens, something happens.
You have to, if the wind changes, you have to adjust the sails.
It's uncomfortable. It stinks. It's not what we planned, but it is. Right? It's a reality.
No, I shouldn't say if. When the wind changes, adjust your sails. Because there's going to be stuff that's unexpected come at you, and then you go, okay, how are we going to handle this? So, like to John's point, Kimberly, one of the things Sharon and I did that we've had to teach other people to do, but it came natural to us. We were bankrupt. No one would loan us money. So we didn't have an option. We don't borrow money, but we also can't borrow money at that time, right? So we had to figure it out without debt. So we had to figure out, I got to put something, on Craigslist and sell it. I got to go work a side gig, and I need some money by Friday. Oh, my God. And so we had to, anytime something came up that hit us right square in the nose, we had to figure out, increase the income and sell something and decrease some of the categories temporarily till we can get around the corner of this. We didn't have a choice. And so what our encouragement is to take overdraft, which is a form of debt, off the table. Disconnect overdraft. And quit. Never, ever, ever let something come out of your account that causes overdraft again, ever again. Pretend like you're running a company for someone else, and if you ran it this poorly, they would fire you.
Okay.
And
it just creates a sense of fire and urgency.
Yeah, there's this absolute, absoluteness, that's not a word, to this idea. There's this, you don't have an option. And when you burn the boats and you can't leave, you've got to deal with what's in front of you.
You'll innovate and figure it out.
Exactly. You got to innovate. You got to adjust the sails. So you're better at this than you think you are. And what you're facing, the distress and the frustration, and it was kind of knocking the confidence out of you, like this may not work. I may not be able to do this. You can do it. You can do it. What you're feeling, the emotion you're feeling, and the actual experience you're having is very normal. The trick is don't agree to live in it. Make adjustments so you don't live that way, okay?
Okay.
You can do this.
I'm proud of you.
Now, have you guys been through Financial Peace University?
We have not yet.
You need to go through. I'll give it to you. You got to go through it. Yeah, I'll give it to you, and I'll give you the Every Dollar app with connecting to the budget too, the upgrade, the premium. So you got the whole kit. And if you'll go do this stuff that I teach you, it'll work, Kimberly, 100%. But it never works instantly. We don't sell microwaves. We're in the crock pot business. It takes a minute. You got to cook it, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.